Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about Survivor Season 49, Episode 8, titled Hot Grim Reaper. Last week on Survivor, 3 tribes merged into the new Lawatu tribe, and after Sophie S won individual immunity, the bottom's alliance of Jawan, Sage, and Steven sided with the Hyenas, taking a shot at the original Ulis in a blindside against Nate. I put a link in the description to my playlist to catch up on my previous recaps. If you like the content, consider liking, subscribing, and using my link to try Paramount Plus for free. But let's dive into it. The 10 Lawatus head back to camp, with Jawan happy to have pulled off the biggest move of the season so far, which left Savannah, Rizzo, and Sophie B on the outs. Sophie B apologizes to Steven for voting for him, and Alex reassures Sophie B that Savannah and Rizzo are the biggest targets. Sophie is open to leaving the Ulis behind to save herself. MC just played her idol, which annoyed Jawan. He feels like MC didn't trust that he would stick to the plan. Jawan is still playing double agent with both alliances. After he talks to Rizzo, Rizzo encourages Savannah to try to forgive and work with their old allies. So Savannah goes on a charm offensive, being sweet to everyone around camp. The next day, survivors paint their flag, which seems like a fun activity. This is a freaky ass bird. Players go on a hunt, looking for MC's re-hidden idol. Christina is tired and over the bugs, but Christina finds a hidden immunity idol with Steven and Alex as witnesses. Christina trusts the guys, but Alex tells us he's open to throwing Christina under the bus to save himself. Steven and Jawan celebrate their victory at the vote, discussing their next target. Jawan wants Savannah out, but he's scared of her wrath. On the beach, Sage opens up to Sophie B, saying that Savannah's mean to her, and named the chicken General Sao to spite her. Sophie empathizes with Sage, which makes Sage feel better. But Sage tells us if Savannah's gonna be a mean girl, she could be a mean girl too. Savannah tells us that Sage is playing the victim, and Savannah breaks down in confessional, saying she feels like a loser, and it reminds her of times when she was bullied at work. She opens up to Steven about this, and seems to have a new motivation after this conversation. Players head to their challenge, where Jeff asks Sophie for that necklace back, because that thing is up for grabs. Players will stand on footholds between walls, holding on for as long as they can, but the twist is, they'll be split into two groups. The group that has the player that lasts the longest will all win immunity and reward of deli food, which is just not a good reward. The one player who lasts the longest will also win an advantage. The losing group will head to tribal and vote someone out. The teams are blue, Sage, Rizzo, MC, Jawan, and Sophie S. Against yellow, Steven, Christina, Sophie B, Alex, and Savannah. They get started, with no one doing really badly here, all making it past the second level, but Christina drops first, with a Homer Simpson "no" on the way down, followed by Alex, Rizzo, MC, and a rare survivor moment, an entire Hail Mary prayer from Sophie B turned into an epic sequence. The show is like, Hail Mary, full of grace. Jawan, Sophie B, and Sage drop, coming down to a showdown between Savannah, who's been pretty calm, and Sophie S, who's struggling big time. This goes on for a while, but Savannah eventually pretty unsurprisingly wins, earning immunity and reward for her group, an advantage for herself, and sending Rizzo, Sage, MC, Jawan, and Sophie S to tribal council. Savannah celebrates, saying she won this on her anniversary, which is nice. The winners will return to camp, and losers will go to Uli Beach. They won't be reunited with the other group until after the vote. Back at Uli Beach, Sophie S is feeling bummed after not saving her group in the challenge. She concocts a plan for everyone to vote for Rizzo and to use Sophie's name as a decoy so Rizzo doesn't use his idol. Jawan brings the fake plan to Rizzo, who hears him out on it and seems down for it. Sophie fills MC in on the plan, telling MC that she plans to throw a stray vote at Jawan in case Rizzo plays the idol, but MC feels indebted to Jawan after he followed through on his word from the last round. So MC runs Sophie's plan right back to Jawan, who now feels like Sophie S is a threat to his game. Back at Lawatu, the winners enjoy their reward. Alex is hoping that the losers vote Sophie S out. Savannah gets her advantage. She gets the power of a vote at tonight's tribal. She'll be able to join the losers at camp, where she'll be able to strategize, join them at tribal, and at tribal, she can choose to either vote or save the extra vote for a future tribal. Back with the losers, Jawan tells Sage about Sophie S's plan. They consider flipping on Sophie, but Sage runs back to Sophie, telling her that MC ratted her out to Jawan, and this is such a mess. Sophie attacks this head on, confessing to Jawan and apologizing to him for what she did. Enter Savannah, riding in, saying she's heading over like hot Grim Reaper, and oops, she said the thing. They really do treat her like the Grim Reaper, especially finding out that she gets to come to tribal. Savannah tells Rizzo that she can vote or save her vote. Rizzo's excited with the idea of keeping both his idol and the extra vote in the game through this round. After learning that the immune players see Sophie as a threat, Rizzo decides he wants to target MC instead of Sophie. Rizzo approaches Sophie to bring her in on the plan. Sophie's kind of annoyed that Rizzo, who she thinks should be going home, is trying to control the vote, but she does consider it. Sage and Jawan still want to vote for Rizzo, but Savannah showing up with an unknown power Survivor makes them consider Sophie and MC as targets, as they all head to Tribal, where Nate shows up feeling himself in his crisp Fandora hat. Savannah tells the group that she gets a say in the vote. Sophie's nervous, feeling like she went from feeling safe to being at risk. Sophie says she feels like it's back to original tribe lines. Rizzo feels like people could have been not bringing up his idol to blindside him, but Sophie chimes back in, saying that tonight's vote will be between she and MC. MC tells the group that Sophie is going to keep winning challenges and voting with the Hinas. Sophie pitches that she's a huge threat and they should keep her and use her as a shield. Before the vote, MC pulls Jawan whispering to him, which turns into more whispering. Eventually, everyone's whispering. I would have appreciated some subtitles on the whispers. No clue what they're talking about. Anywho, they get to voting. Savannah chooses not to vote and save her extra vote for the future, and Rizzo doesn't choose to play his idol. Jeff reads the votes, and there's one vote in that thing for Sophie, and the rest are for MC. So we lose MC here, who starts the game off as one of two alternates. I found it puzzling that they made such a big deal about Jason being an alternate, but never brought it up for MC. But she did a better job acting cool about it, blending right in with her tribe, and becoming an asset in challenges, setting a record for the most first place challenge wins in the pre-merge ever of the original Hinas. She got some of the most screen time. We saw her bonding with Steven, finding the beware advantage. She got some personal story with her being insecure about being athletic growing up, then coming to her own. Strategy-wise, there were mistakes, not trying to find the advantage on the journey and letting Nate steamroll her into ending the journey early, getting caught looking for the idol, then playing the idol when she really didn't need to. Had she kept the idol, she could have played it here when she needed it, and playing the idol affected her relationship with Jawan. While flawed, I don't think she's a bad player. I think it's a stretch to envision her doing what it takes to win Survivor. Her impressive physical and challenge ability make her a better fit for something like the challenge, which I could see her kicking ass on, and would prefer to see her move onto the challenge than a return to Survivor. And I think there's a really silly side to her that we got glimpses of in Confessional that make me feel like she'd be a hoot on a bus with Johnny Bananas and CT. But that's all I have to say about the episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the twist this week in MC's departure. If you liked the video, consider liking and subscribing. Check out my shop page for some reality art flair, and you can support me by joining my membership tier, which is only $1. I'll be back next week with more Survivor. Until then, you know where to find me. Bye.